Hey friends, welcome back to the show. I actually saw in a video last week, I showed you that I had bought and purchased an old fishing boat as a new summer project that I want to get done and restored by this fall to have the boat in the water. So today is the first of many videos in a series I'm going to put out over the course of the summer showing you full restoration, not just the boat but the trailer and everything else. Let's get started. So over the next couple videos, we are going to be working strictly on the boat trailer, trying to get this thing road ready and looking good and everything working. That's going to require me to cut some of the old flares out around the tires as well as the old lights and rewire this thing and get it ready to go. So today we're going to start by getting rid of these old broken down wheel wells or fender wells for this trailer. The welds have broken stuff, so I'm going to end up taking that whole piece out of there, but that also requires me to fabricate and put new mounts for the lights because I've already tore out the back two lights. They were mounted there, but that's going to be gone. I've got something brand new. Let's get started by trying to get these babies on both sides out of here. We're going to have to cut this entire little area out. Now we're not touching the frame. The frame's great, but all these little weld joints and stuff, that stuff's coming out. And I've already ordered some nice new wheel wells that'll be coming in. That'll be on another video, but we have to get those out of there in order to get things ready for the wiring and the lights. All right, first things first, we're going to start by removing these silly looking boat paddles that somebody installed on this trailer as trailer markers, and we're going to get them out of the way because those things are mounted in the way of where my new lights and everything are going to go. Let's get them off right now. Alright, so as you can see, we got that whole fender flare out of there and stuff. I got a grinding wheel. We'll clean this all up and we'll end up hitting it with some probably Flex Seal or something like that. That's not today. I still got the other side to do. And once we get these fender flares out of the way, then we're going to start mounting our brackets for our taillights and rewiring this thing. Well, needless to say, I've been at this since noon today and it's Saturday. Now it's going on 4 o'clock and I'm just getting the fender flares all taken off this trailer and stuff and the welds ground down and everything. A lot of work. Let me show you what we've got done so far. See, if you look, I've got all that old crap all cut out down through there on both sides of the boat trailer. I took and ground down all the old welds and stuff. I still got to put some primer and maybe some Flex Seal on there. Let me show you what I made to take care of the lights. So we decided to go with the non-LED tail lights and stuff. I bought two of them separate, one's for passenger, one's for driver and everything. The reason why I didn't do the LED is because the LED said it was waterproof, but these said that they were submersible and they're very lightweight. Let me show you, I fabricated a bracket so we can put this onto the trailer. Let's check it out. I stopped up to my shop at work this morning and I fabricated some L brackets out of some stainless steel. I pre-drilled some holes and stuff. Let me show you how this is going to work out with the trailer. So I'm going to take my angled piece of stainless steel. It's not really that thick. It is a little bit flimsy, but it's strong enough for what we want. And I'm going to take our tail light that's going on the driver's side, which if you're standing in the back, it's going to be the left side of the trailer. And it's got two bolts, two holes. We're going to slide them down inside of there. See if we can make it happen. See that? Look at that. Nice. Alright. Alright, so these are what called stud mount, but I had to make these brackets like I said. They came with a couple little washers. Put the first one down on there, and the second one, and the next one, and a couple nuts. Don't over tighten these, and the reason why is because it'll end up breaking the plastic housing on the tail light. I just want to kind of snug them and then maybe give them like a quarter of a turn with a wrench. That's what you're looking at right there. I remember this is the driver's side in the back of the trailer. I pre-drilled a couple holes, as you can see there. This is going to be a little bit tricky. I'm going to take some stainless steel screws. We're going to slide this back up inside that cut. Get the screws back up in there with them. Kind of like that. And we got another one. Let me get this together where it needs to be, and then we'll have an overview. Bang! Look at that. Absolutely beautiful. Let me zoom out a little so you can see. Nice. Sat just perfectly right there in that cut. We got one more of those put on, some side markers, all that other good stuff. We're going to be wrapping it up for today, but not the video because it's getting later in the day and I got other things to do. Hey, I'll catch up to you in the morning when we have more time to get an earlier start. I'll see you in a little bit. Welcome back to day 2, friends, of the restoration on the old fishing boat. Yesterday we concentrated mainly on the trailer and working on getting the old fender wells out. That was a lot of work. It was really hot out all day, as well as fabricating some mounts for lights and all that good stuff. Let's take a quick overview of what we accomplished yesterday, and then we're going to get on to wiring this trailer. As you watched me yesterday, I cut out those old fender wells for the tires and stuff and ground out all the welds and all that stuff. Now eventually I'm going to take that tire, the wheel off, put this up on a jack, and we're going to refinish that whole part of this, probably some Flex Seal, and I've got some new plastic 300-pound rated fender wells that are going to end up going on there. That was one of the biggest things we accomplished yesterday. I also showed you that I fabricated new brackets for both the new taillights. We installed those and we kind of cleaned up the mess back here and put some reflectors. Also, we had those paddles that somebody had put on here on the back corner up in there for the trailer markers, and those were stupid. We're going to replace them with some PVC. We also mounted side marker LED lights on both sides, and way up front, closer up there, are red reflectors. Still got a couple more lights I'd like to put on here sooner or later. I still have them. I just got to get them mounted. So what we're going to concentrate on today is rip out all this old wiring and rewire this all up and test to see if this thing works. Now, I watched a lot of videos on YouTube of guys that were showing you how to rewire your boat trailer and stuff, and most of them had frames, kind of like the center on the tongue here, that were square tubular, and they were able to piggyback the old ones with the new harness and just pull them through. Well, that's not how this trailer is set up. I have 3-sided rails on here, and so we have little eye loops that I'm going to show you that run on the inside of the trailer on both sides. That's where our wiring is, and that's how we're going to have to rerun the new stuff. Now if you look closely, you can see there's one of those little loops. They run all the way from front to back on both sides, and that's how your wiring is actually hung up inside the trailer. So it's no inside of a square tubular setting on a frame or anything. Like I said, this is a 3-sided frame, and that's what we have to work with. Let's get some side snips and clip all this old garbage out of here and run our new harness. All right, now that we've removed the old wiring from the boat trailer, let's see what we're working with for a replacement. Well, seeing that I'm quite fortunate that I live literally 10 minutes away from a Bass Pro Shop Cabela's, this is where I'm getting all my stuff for my trailer, my boats and stuff. I have to order a few things online that they don't carry and all that stuff, but I like going somewhere and seeing the product and being able to pick it up and bring it home the same day. So today we're working with Optronics 25-foot boat trailer wiring harness. 25 feet. I'm going to take a look through here and explain to you exactly how to put this together the right way. Here's what comes with a kit from Bass Pro Shops is the wiring harness, as you see, as well as some connectors and wire nuts and clips and stuff. Let's get this thing all rolled out and make some sense of it. Okay, so I unrolled the entire harness of wiring. It's nice, they're already split. There's two for driver's side, two for the passenger side. Now take a look closely. Most of these are going to be this way. You're going to have a pair. One's yellow, one's brown. That's going to be the driver's side. If you're standing at the back of the trailer, the left-hand side taillight and marker lights. The green is going to be the same purpose with the brown, but it's going to be on the passenger side. If you're standing back of the trailer, the right side. And he's going to run back and they're going to connect to my tail lights, my brake light, whatever you want to call it, turn signals. But also the brown along the way is going to be spliced in to pick up our marker lights. Now remember, brown and yellow for the driver's side. Got a front loop up here. We're just hooking all this up with a loop. Back around the corner, I've got zip ties as well. That's going to fasten all this stuff down nicely. Alright, so we got the driver's side all looped into the very back, and it's still left a little bit of room for the driver's side taillight. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so we're in the back here on the passenger side, which is the right side if you're looking at the back of the trailer. I got my lines that are coming from the harness that we just ran through the frame, and the wires we have for the taillight, the passenger taillight. All we're going to do is put 2 wire nuts on both of them and wrap them with electrical tape and tie this thing down, zip tie it, make it look all nice and easy. Let's start with our green one first here. I already stripped out the ends here. The little wire nuts on there. There we go. That's the one side. Let's do the brown. Try to keep these things as nice and organized as possible. Remember, we've got to make sure that these connections at the end are going to be fully 100% waterproof. And I'll tell you how we're going to do that. Yellow to yellow. They make this very, very easy to do. It's a no-brainer. And on the back of the package for the wiring harness actually comes with instructions as well. A lot of people like to see things like this done firsthand. That's why I'm doing this video, along with every step of the way of restoring this old fishing boat and trailer. So fall comes, we're going to be all ready to go to hit that water. Our back's wired in. Now remember, I showed you we mounted marker lights, yellow LED marker lights up towards the wishbone part of the trailer, and this has a single wire coming out of it on the inside of the frame. And we're going to tie that in, splice it in with the brown wire only, and the same on the other side. It's going to be a 3-way splice. I'll show you how I'm going to do it. All right, we're in the inside of the frame, right where our marker light is. I'm going to pull some of that out. I'm going to take a razor knife, nice and easy, won't skin anything, and we're going to kind of just separate the 2 wires in the middle, get them apart, so that way we can cut the brown. Looks like I skinned it just a little bit. Not a big deal, because I skinned the brown, and that's the area that we're working with. I'm going to pull them apart, something like that. See that? Now I'm going to cut into that brown, and we're going to clean both the ends, and we're going to make a single splice onto the running light with 1 wire nut. Brown and brown with a single black wire. See if we can get this all in here. A single wire nut. Same exact thing on the passenger side. Okay, so I don't know if you can see it or not. There's that hole I just drilled, and I drilled it a little bit small because I have a self-tapping screw that we're going to put through the eyelet of the ground like that. I'm going to drive it through into the frame. And that's about it. I took the entire front whip end of the harness from almost ground all the way up to the connector that goes into the vehicle and wrapped it with electrical tape. And the reason why is because this is going to be an area that's going to be moving around more, and it's more apt to get skinned or something, and when we're all done we just wrap the rest of it back around the tongue. Hold on, this wiring harness that I bought and just wired the whole trailer with comes with that kind of an end. That's no good. That's not going to work with my Hummer. I've got the 5-prong or the 7-prong. No worries, same aisle, Bass Pro Shops. The adapter. Look at that. Ah, see that? Nice. All right, let's see what we got. Oh, that's a beautiful thing. Look at that. Well, hey, that's going to do it for this one. Thanks so much for hanging out and watching the video and stuff. That's how you wire a boat trailer and put lights and stuff on it. Of course, we ran into a lot of other things. The hardest part of the job was taking those old fender flares out of there. It was hot yesterday and it took me the best part of the day to do so. I still got work to do on that. I may end up having to hit it with a little bit of Bondo here and there and flex steel. Outside of wrapping up the wire nuts with some electrical tape and some other waterproofing sources and stuff, everything went perfect. The wiring was probably the easiest thing on this whole thing, but don't forget to make sure that you create a good ground. You don't want to be riding on a road and it starts shaking around and your lights going in and out and now you're getting pulled over by the cops. Join me next weekend as we dive in part 2 of the old boat restoration and we get into the boat and start ripping apart all that old junky crappy seating. Thanks, until next time. I'll see you on the next adventure. Take care.